Okay, I think we're going to do the oracle thing here. Let's just pick a topic, see what the word is. What is the reading topic? Reading topic is grace. We just had grace. Grace. Mendacity. Grace against mendacity. Okay. So let me go ahead and give you a Okay, grace. When it comes to untruthfulness and lying, mendacity. Mendacity is a tendency to lie. Okay. Mendacity. Now we know that Trump is an absolute liar. Mendacity really fits him, doesn't it? Mendacity. So let's go ahead and see what it has to tell us about mendacity, being a liar or dealing with a liar. We'll see how it comes out. But today is about mendacity and possibly some grace when dealing with it, when dealing with mendacity, liars, con men. Okay, so the first thing out, it's about a message about an action. It's about controlling, wanting to, the rulership. It's about control. The mentality of that. Then it's about the actual actions that one is doing. Okay. The challenge is where it's moving to. Potential outcome is something rapidly taking place. Outside influence is about leadership, getting out there and putting something into motion. Above it all, it's about the painful happenings with it. So the reading's about, first thing, message about an action. Okay, what's being shared. And being out in the cold. Okay. So the liars are sharing something that is putting you out in the cold, or it could also be just their being out in the cold when it comes to genuine spirituality. Okay, they're not inside that, but they're outside of genuine spirituality, creating this pain with their lies. So the action coming into it is this rulership of action because they don't like what's coming down. Okay? Dissatisfied with life, dissatisfied with the harvest, with the things that are happening. Okay? So what's going on is about this controlling the action by creating this mental obstruction through lies going forward. So they want to continue to lie because they don't like what's coming. Okay? They have to control. Their whole ideation behind everything is about controlling, manipulating. Okay? So the challenge is where this is moving forward to the actions they're doing. We have this shedding light on the life path. Okay, so the challenge is coming into light, coming into truth. Okay, very challenged with that. So the potential outcome, rapidly ending, having an end to their narcissism. Okay, rapid end. They want to try to end everything, but the future thing, rapidly, they will have to be confronted about their narcissism, about the thing when the death time comes. Their narcissism will be, like I said, the life review that happens. Okay? So the outside influence is about leadership making something happen, overturning it, seeing from a different viewpoint when it comes to justice. Okay? And this leads to, unfortunately, a tower moment when it comes to, of course, the past dramas. Okay? That came out of what? His wealth and his power and the things. So it's saying that the lies create pain, ultimately tower moment when it comes to those that perhaps he's been dealing with in his past that have fueled his desires and made him feel complete, made him feel as if he was in rulership and had whatever he wanted. His lies, the pain that it caused to others to fulfill himself, because this is what he did. Okay? This is what he instilled, want to overturn justice. Justice doesn't apply. I can get away with anything. So that's his frame of mind. The frame of mind of the liars is there are no consequences to the actions. Doesn't matter how much pain I cause to others. It's all about their ego. So the center of it, we have this mental restriction when it comes to any kind of light being shed on their misery and their unhappiness. Their thing about going forward is trying to control. And their whole life path is about making these actions happen. That's what's ruling them underneath of it, of when it's mentally tied up. When it comes to the flowering of the harvest, they're going to try to figure out some way to move forward. So they're in misery when it comes to whatever's coming. They're miserable people in life. So they share, what they share is toxicity to confound people. Okay? So it's all about their ability to thinking they can control the action when it comes to whatever the harvest is. So they're going to put out some message about going forward, and their actions continue to lead them outside of spirituality because that's their mental state. When it comes to the light and all the lies, the confounds they do at death, that light is going to be shed on all of the things that they have done. The light going forward, they have to encounter the life path, the choices they've made. Going forward, that light is going to take place rapidly. This revealing the actions that they have done as the narcissist. So their mendacity is going to come back on them. Their lies will be revealed, and they will have to experience And that's what happens in grace. They will have, it's a learning experience. They will have to experience, and it's a hell realm for them, to have to experience every emotion, every pain, everything they have done to another person through their lies and their deception and their drama. Okay? So all of that is on their plate. The karmic wheel will turn and they don't get away with it. At death, that light is exposed. Okay? They try to cover it up during life, and they think they're going to get away with it. They think they can rule over the actions. They think that they can tie people up mentally, and they can find a way to get away with it. But in the end, they get away with nothing. So on the other side, it's not about punishment. It's about, you have to learn from your experience, and when you have caused that harm to another, you have to feel the harm that you have caused. That hopefully that wakes you out of your stupor of whatever it was that you have done. Okay? So let's see the clarification of this. At the center of it, it's the harvest, the flowering, the harvest that comes. Above it, what was shared during life, what was shared, and below it, this new path. Okay, the concrete happenings that you shared in life. Okay, the harvest of what you've done. You planted the seeds. These are the things you've done. So this is what the harvest is. On one side of it, we have, pushed to the edge. On the edge, when it comes to the things that took place in your world, okay, when you were out in the cold, when you were outside of spirituality, the things that happened. Perhaps it was about the others that you pushed to the edge, okay, with being outside. The other side of it is about the messages, concrete message, when it comes to the things that you enacted and the pain that you caused. Okay, so there will be the message, and you will have to experience the pain that you have caused others in your lifetime. Yeah, it's about looking deeper. Okay, looking deeper into the mental state, what you were ruled by mentally, and the manipulations that were done, and the things one tried to get away with. But unfortunately, now you have to deal with truth. Okay, so again, these ones, like Trump, that are liars, manipulators, con artists, and think they've gotten away with it, okay? And they're totally outside of the light. They will have to encounter the things that they enacted in life, the pain that they've caused, the messages they've put out, the, all of the things that they did in their mendacity, their lies, their drama. They will have to face 100% in the light at their passing, okay? So that's the grace. The grace is the opportunity to change, okay? That's the grace. Not that they get out of it. They don't get out of anything. And in fact, like I said, they're in a hell realm of their own making. They're in a hell realm of their own making, because when they're on the other side, they can't get away with it. They can't skew it. They can't lie about it. They can't bully somebody. It's 100% in their face that they have to go through it. Every single emotion, every single heinous act that they have perpetrated on another, they will have to see it from the other person's viewpoint. Okay? not only see it, but experience it 100% what they put another person through. So the rape of that 13-year-old girl, he will experience that rape, okay? The people that he took away their business, and there was a guy that committed suicide, he's going to have to feel that suicide, the desperation of that man. All of this is on his plate. And the grace in that is that hopefully he will wake up and go to make amends for those actions. But he may, at that point, because you have free will, he may dig even deeper. And those that go to so much dark, they wind up, in such fear of the light that they wind up eventually being reabsorbed, okay? So on that note, I'll leave that here. We'll see you online.